Alright, we're just mixing up a little primer, straining it to prime the Francis topsides. We haven't done a video for quite a while for different reasons. We'll get one, possibly two coats of primer, then 3 or 4 coats of finish, most likely. The primer goes on very brushy, don't worry about that. Most primers sand pretty easy. This is the sandbagger. I'm not done, and I'm having a few problems with plans, but the owner's working on it to send me more.
And what is it that you have left that you need the plans for, Dad?
I need a bowsprit and a bumpkin. Hopefully I'll get that stuff. You know, it's supposed to be here this week. Now this varnish has already been sanded down on the last video. We wet sanded it. The primer, I could wet sand it or just dry sand it. Probably 320 grit or 400. I know I've said this before, but I keep repeating it. You don't have to be this fussy.
One thing I like about this 3M tape is that when you press it down, it changes color, so you know if it's pressed down properly. Some tapes don't do that.
A little wooden tongue depressor. Works good. This is a place right here that usually it bleeds on me, no matter how hard I put it down.
And it's okay if you tape wrinkles if it's not the edge you're painting up to. That doesn't matter.
The blue tape wouldn't wrinkle as much, but to me it's harder to get a straight line.
Yeah, the stretchy blue?
Yeah, we showed that once before, but I can show you.
Yeah, we should show it again. The second row of tape is just for overlap of your brush.
This is the stretchy tape. Comes in different widths. The part number is I guess PN 06405. But it does go around curves very good.
Try to keep your tape in a Ziploc bag too once you open it, so the edges don't get ruined.
I keep it a Tupperware,
Tupperware,
anything
yeah,
to keep
anything.
it clean.
You don't want it to get dusty. Once it gets dusty, that edge, the tape is ruined.
when you got a full brush full of paint, it's sometimes advisable not try to cut it to the rubber rail, because you could roll up onto it, and it takes a while to try to get used to how much paint, primer, or finish to put on. When you're gonna cut, so there's a little imperfections gotta be filled.
Yeah, I just saw that.
One thing the primer does is shows up the imperfections. Well, that's not much of an imperfection. Some people wouldn't care. But I'm gonna try to fill it.
Will you try to use that epoxy stick again?
No. I use that little tube.
Oh, right, that tube that we showed in the last video for shallow. It's something I think a lot of people don't realize. You can hide a lot of stuff if you paint, but if you stain and varnish, then it kind of has to be perfect.
Don't worry about brush marks. You can sand them out very easily with most primers. If you're going to use a water-based paint, I would still recommend an oil-based primer. And if you get a little paint on the rubber rail here, you can let it dry and very carefully sand it off with fine paper. You may have to touch up the varnish, but when I polish, and there's sanding marks, fine ones, with fine paper on the varnish, the polish usually will there.
Beautiful.
Each coat I try to cut it better. The primer's a little hard to cut, not as easy as the finished gloss. I haven't decided what kind of a plant. I do have some nice cherry. We have cherry and walnut, some other exotic woods, but I've been thinking of cherry. So if anyone has any ideas, feel free to mention it if you.
Yeah, we love all the comments that we get.
I keep a quart can of thinner. It's old thinner, but after a couple of days, all the settlement sinks to the bottom.
Those nylon bristle brushes, the artist brushes, are great, wonderful brushes. And the primer you were using was Interlux Pre-Coat?
42.79, but any oil-based primer usually stands
Yeah,
pretty good.
even Benmore Fresh Start would probably be good.
This is some of the different woods I have down here. This is a piece of mahogany. This is a piece of cherry.
That color is cherry?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
This is I might have shown these before, I don't remember. And this is a monkey pod.
That's cool. Have you ever seen that varnish before?
No, never even seen it before. And I think this is what is the tiger wood?
Right here, Dad.
Oh yeah. The tiger wood is nice looking, it's awful heavy and dense, and I would have to glue it together.
Is it wide enough? Even glued together, you think, for that one?
I'm not sure if it is for that model or not. But I saw it and I bought it. Yeah, I might need a little bit wider than 8 inches, but I have some nice cherry. It's out in the other room.
So we're thinking about maybe this weekend, couple of days, doing the video at the Osterville Historical Society and taking you guys on a tour through it with the history of the Catboat and, you know, the Wiano Senior too. But we'll try to get another video with Malcolm sanding and maybe doing the second coat of primer too. You all set?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
All right.